Hey Steelers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into today's video. We're going to jump into the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors here on a Thursday. And it's interesting where we start because Pro Football Focus, who does a lot of, position rankings and player group rankings, and they release their all 25 teams and all this sort of stuff, have a new ranking right now for offensive line units. And naturally, and I think a lot of us understand this, Pittsburgh's came up pretty darn low. So Pro Football Focus, again, ranked all 32 starting NFL offensive line going into 2021. And Pittsburgh ranked bottom 5. They were literally 29th in the National Football League, which is a big problem last year, which people are now wondering if it was enough in terms of addressing it this offseason to hopefully make it better. PFF says no. Now, of course, as we all know, Pouncey retired and he lost Villanueva to the Baltimore Ravens. A tough internal loss there as well. But the question now becomes, can the new look offensive line become better than bottom 5 in the league? And so we throw up the depth chart right now, and you sit here and you go, okay, can Dotson and Green and DeCastro and then Banner on the right side do enough to go ahead and protect Big Ben, which is probably the big problem last year. I mean, listen, Pittsburgh had a lot of issues, and they have defensive issues, which they were not able to get stops later on, especially in that Browns game. But really, the main reason why Pittsburgh's offense would sometimes struggle was not only pass protection, but run blocking as well. And so the hope with Najee Harris coming in, and then the new offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, that they can figure out a way to scheme people open and not only do that, but hopefully protect Big Ben Roethlisberger, which again was a massive, massive issue overall for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, left tackle, again, Pro football grades for him, as you currently stand right now, aren't that great. So you wonder if the left side of the offensive line is going to be the real issue here. I mean, we're looking at grades that, are... They're subjective because Pro Football Focus, again, says ridiculous things. But honestly, as you look through all of their rankings, it is very, very interesting to see how they can be better than where the rankings are currently at as we stand. Now, Green Tate taking over for Pouncey at center is going to be very interesting because Pouncey has been the best offensive lineman, or one of the best offensive linemen, because they had a bunch of good ones overall over the past couple of years. And him retiring, despite the fact he was getting up there in age, will have a very big impact. Green will take over, literally as a rookie. And so we'll see, hopefully, if him and Big Ben can get that center quarterback connection going into the 2021 NFL season. And listen, the Steelers' 2021 offense depends on the offensive line. We talk a lot about Big Ben. We talk a lot about JuJu Smith-Schuster. We talk a lot about Najee Harris. And all these weapons and, of course, the quarterback are a part of the offense. Just because an offensive line is good or bad does not fully guarantee that your offense is going to be successful or not. But I really, truly believe if the offense can be good this year, and I mean just even remotely good in terms of an offensive line in pass protection and run protection, top 20 in the league, not bottom 5, top 20 in the league, Pittsburgh's offense will be even better than where it was last year. 12th overall in points per game. That can become top 10 because, again, the weapons are there. You're going to be able to protect Big Ben Roethlisberger and run block as well to open up lanes for Najee Harris and the running game. So, again, it really feels like bottom 5 in the National Football League is not going to cut it. These guys are going to have to go ahead and play a lot better than what they did last year, what they're projected to do, of course, by Pro Football Focus, in order for the Pittsburgh Steelers to be successful. So, no controversy here. I think as we stand, that's probably the proper ranking. The question will be, can they play better than where they were in 2020 or what they're projected to do in 2021? You guys think the Steelers, do you guys agree, have one of the worst offensive lines in the National Football League? Type 1 down below for yes. If you think no, then type 0 down below for no. All right, so I'm going to do some more Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors here. Let's roll into the Mason Rudolph comments that came out this week to the media. It's very interesting. So Mason Rudolph was doing his OTA press conference and was asked about being the starting quarterback because there are question marks about when Big Ben will retire. And Rudolph gave a very, blunt and simple answer that some people are kind of freaking out about right now in Pittsburgh. He's talking about his goal is to be the starting quarterback whenever Big Ben hangs it up. So whether he gets benched this year or whether he retires after this year, retires in signs another one-year deal and retires again, who knows? But he is expecting, Mason Rudolph, to be the starting quarterback in Pittsburgh. Now, he's got competition. We know this, of course. The Steelers went ahead and signed Dwayne Haskins this offseason. They re-signed Josh Dobbs, and so it will be a loaded quarterback room. But the fact that people are upset that Rudolph was telling his goals to be the starting quarterback is a little bit surprising. So here's his full quote. And again, let's put the full quote in context. Quote, "That's my goal, to be the starting quarterback, to be a starting quarterback in this league and for our team. And I'm working towards that goal every single day. Can only control myself and the way I prepare and the way I approach and play in OTAs and camp, and that's on the forefront of my mind. I'm not worried about 2022 or anything like that. I'm trying to live in the moment and be the best I can for my team," end quote. So Why is that controversial? Isn't that Mason Rudolph's job? Isn't that every backup player's job in Pittsburgh in the National Football League? Your goal should be to be the starter. Now, Mason has not had the best time filling in as a starting quarterback, and we all understand that he doesn't seem to have the starting quarterback qualities as of yet. And I'd argue that if you're going to lose Big Ben after this season, you probably got to go draft somebody. But why not at least give Mason Rudolph a fair shake? He understands the system. He's been in the city. He's been a part of the organization, and he's earned a right to compete for it. They're not just going to hand it to him, and Mason is saying that. He's like, listen, my goal is to be a starting quarterback. I'm going to work every day for that goal. I tend to meet that goal, but of course, live in the moment. Best teammate that you can possibly be is where I am currently at. Now, the question is, again, let's say Ben gets hurt, or let's say Ben retires. Is it just going to be one of the three remaining quarterbacks on the roster, like Mason Rudolph versus Dwayne Haskins versus Josh Dobbs? Would they draft somebody? Yes, I think so. Either way, you can't help but wonder, what does this team feel about Dwayne Haskins, who, of course, was very talented coming out of the NFL draft, not talented at Washington, and now has a new chance to revitalize his career in the Steel City? Haskins has more talent than Mason Rudolph. No one's debating that. But as of right now, you'd want Mason Rudolph to start because of the familiarity with the football team and, of course, all the mess that you saw Dwayne Haskins do back during his last couple years in Washington. I mean, he can have all the talent he wants and still be a trash quarterback as he has been. So right now, I would agree with Mason Rudolph, and I think most Steeler fans would, that he would be the heir apparent if you were not going to draft anybody. But I think all of us also understand if there were to be a Big Ben retirement ceremony after 2021, as we expect, the Steelers' name in terms of quarterbacks in the 2022 NFL draft would definitely be thrown around, regardless of if they think Mason Rudolph can be that guy or not going forward. I'll ask you guys this. Who will be the Steelers quarterback in 2022? All right, let's go on our little projection crystal ball here. Who will be the Steelers quarterback in 2022? Give me your pick and prediction down below right now. All right, we are getting very, very close to our first 1,500 subscribers. We're over 1,000 right now. We're trying to have more subscribers than our rival channel, the Ravens Rundown, and they have yet to get to 1,000 subs. So we're doing well right now, but if you're new to the channel, go down below and hit the big red subscribe button. That way we can get more subscribers, and that way we can make more videos. The more subs we have, the more videos we can go ahead and make, and so help us stay atop of the Ravens Rundown here at the Steelers Talk channel by going down below and subscribing. I want to get into another news story here regarding the Pittsburgh Steelers. I call it eyeing the enemy. So, JuJu Smith-Schuster, right, re-signs a one-year, $8 million deal in Pittsburgh this year. Had a lot of suitors this offseason, including Baltimore. He was asked about that during an OTA press conference over the past couple of days. And instead of just being like, screw Baltimore, I hate those guys, he didn't close the door on potentially joining Baltimore or another rival AFC team in the 2022 offseason, as again, he will go ahead and be a free agent. Now, we do know that JuJu did most likely turn down more years and more money with Baltimore. A 2-year deal was possibly thrown out there. Kansas City might have offered something very similar. However, it is not guaranteed that he would turn down money like that again, and that's what he's saying here in the quote we'll throw up on the screen right now. Here's JuJu on potentially moving elsewhere in 2022. Quote, there are a lot of times when you've seen other guys go to other teams in the North, like people say, the price is right, you never know. I also do take into consideration that I do consider the fans and that fan base. They made me who I am today. They made my fan base and what I've created in Pittsburgh. It's going to carry a very, very long way. I think they'll still support me wherever I go, but the North, so that's how I see it, end quote. And we can take this out of context and freak out and be like, oh my gosh, JuJu is going to be a Raven next year. And of course, as you see, the teams that were reportedly interested in JuJu's services last year were the Jets, Chiefs, Eagles, and Ravens. You'd want him to go to probably the Jets or the Eagles if you are a Steeler fan. You don't have to play him like you would once you playing the Chiefs or playing the Baltimore Ravens. But I don't think we need to jump to conclusions that JuJu is halfway out the door. We know why he signed a one-year deal, and that was to set himself up to get even more money due to the new CBA and the new money rights deal, TV rights deal going forward in 2022. Let's wait and watch this year. If JuJu doesn't play well, it doesn't matter where he goes, right? If he's a bad receiver this year and takes another step backwards, then go to Baltimore. Have fun. Let Lamar Jackson try and throw you the football because he's going to be a lot worse at it than Big Ben Roethlisberger. But if he plays well, then hopefully you re-sign him and no one else offers him more money. And he's a Steeler for the rest of his career, as I think a lot of people want him to be because he is a fan favorite in the Steel City. So let's not jump to assumptions here like people do on Twitter that, he's trying to leave, he wants to be a Baltimore Raven. Listen, he's going to go whoever's offering him the most money and gives him the best chance to win. And after this season, we'll really know if it's Pittsburgh that gives him both of those opportunities or not. What do you guys think? Will JuJu re-sign with the Steelers? Type Y down below for yes. If not, type N down below for no. Really hard to predict that right now, but I'm curious what you guys think. Again, Y for yes, N for no. All right, Steelers fans, ultimately for today here on today's video. I am your host, Thomas Mott, as we go ahead and sign off for the rest of your day.